Welcome back, Days fans. Thursday, May 15th is shaping up to be one of the most explosive episodes in recent memory. We've got secret break-ins, emotional milestones, unexpected confrontations, and the unraveling of major storylines that have been building for weeks. If you thought things couldn't get more intense in Salem, think again. Let's dive into everything that's coming, twists, tensions, and the emotional moments that will leave us all reeling. The night is tense. The stakes couldn't be higher. Sean Brady and Steve Johnson, men who faced life or death situations more times than they can count, now find themselves undertaking one of the riskiest missions of their lives, breaking into a secure hospital lab to retrieve a last hope cure. They're not doing this for money. They're not doing it for glory. They're doing it for Bo Brady, whose life hangs by a thread. The experimental drug, Versavix, may be the only thing standing between Bo and death. It's untested, highly restricted, and protected by layers of red tape. The doctors said no. The system refused to act. So Sean and Steve made a decision. If no one else will fight for Bo, they will. Under the cover of darkness, they slip into the facility. Every hallway echoes with risk. Every door could be the end of the road. But they keep going. For Bo. Finally, they reach the lab. The cabinet. The vial. And then, devastation. The case that should hold the Versavix is empty. Someone beat them to it. Panic sets in. Who would have done this? The answer is a name they never expected, Kevin Lambert, a once innocent member of the hospital research team. But Kevin wasn't acting alone. He was coerced, manipulated by Philip Kuriakis, who is once again walking the line between desperation and recklessness. Philip claimed his intentions were noble. But his actions tell a darker story. He used Kevin. He violated hospital protocols. And worst of all, he may have cost Bo his only chance at survival. Because now the drug is missing. Time is running out. And if the Versavix is mishandled, or worse, destroyed, Bo may never wake up. Sean and Steve are left with nothing, except the horrifying realization that their mission failed before it ever began. And the person who pulled the trigger on that failure might be someone who still thinks he's the hero of his own story. While the chaos unfolds in the shadows, a quieter, more personal story is taking place in Salem, one filled with both hope and deep, creeping fear. Marlena Evans and Kayla Johnson, two women whose lives have been shaped by decades of love, loss, and resilience, finally share a moment to breathe. They sit together over coffee, reflecting on the stormy path they've both traveled, husbands in peril, families under pressure, and questions that never seem to find answers. But for the first time in what feels like forever, there's a glimmer of peace. They talk about John, about Steve, about the ways their men have kept fighting, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. And then, in a moment that changes everything, Marlena's phone rings. She pauses, picks it up, and as she listens, her eyes fill with something we haven't seen in a long time, relief. John Black has been found. Alive. Out there. Somewhere within reach. Kayla watches as a tentative smile spreads across Marlena's face, one built on months of fear finally breaking. But before that relief can settle, the atmosphere shifts. Susan Banks, who had been nearby, suddenly tenses. Her face goes pale. Her eyes widen, not in joy, but in sheer, unshakable dread. Susan has a gift, a curse, a connection to energies beyond this world. And right now, that connection is screaming. Something is wrong. Her voice shakes as she whispers it, not to cause fear, but because she can't hold it in. Yes, John has been found, but something terrible is coming. Her vision is clouded, but the feeling is clear. This isn't a happy ending. It's a warning. A shadow is still hovering. Is John really safe? Or is his return just the beginning of something darker? Kayla and Marlena exchange looks. Their moment of joy has been cracked open by a chilling uncertainty. And now, no one knows what to believe. Amid all the secrets, betrayals, and life-or-death missions happening across Salem, There's a quiet, tender moment unfolding, one that's as fragile as it is powerful. It's Sophia Choi's 18th birthday. But instead of celebrating at prom or dancing the night away with her friends, Sophia is in recovery. Confined, tired, emotionally worn, but not forgotten. Because Tate Black hasn't forgotten. Not even for a second. Refusing to let the day pass in silence, Tate plans a celebration, modest, heartfelt, deeply personal. Balloons, cupcakes, a simple playlist. It's not grand, but it's real. And for Sophia, that means everything. She smiles, laughs. For the first time in days, maybe weeks, she lets herself feel happy. But beneath the surface, this isn't just a birthday. It's a pivotal moment in Sophia's life. A shift in identity. A line crossed. At 18, Sophia is now legally an adult. That changes everything. Her mother, Amy Choi, can no longer control her decisions. No more legal battles, no more barriers. Sophia is now free to pursue adoption for her baby if that's the path she chooses. But, does she still want to? As the day unfolds and the balloons start to sag, that question becomes heavier. Sophia looks at the future she thought she had planned, and for the first time, it doesn't feel so clear. There's a pull in her heart. A deep, maternal ache she hadn't expected. And it scares her. She doesn't want to disappoint herself. Or the baby. Or Tate. Speaking of Tate, he's having doubts of his own. Watching Sophia smile. Seeing her grow stronger. Realizing what they've shared, and what they've already survived, it's starting to dawn on him that this isn't just some teenage situation they'll forget one day. It's real. They're about to become parents. And while they may be young, there's something forming between them, something deeper than romance. It's a connection that could shape the rest of their lives. So as Sophia blows out her candles, both she and Tate are left with unspoken questions. Are we ready for this? Should we let go of this child, or hold on tighter than ever? It's a birthday filled with cake, candles, and kisses, but also with fear, reflection, and life-altering possibilities. Across town, in the elegant but emotionally messy world of Salem's elite, Stephanie Johnson is wrestling with a different kind of uncertainty, one that involves ambition, romance, and regret. Her ex, Alex Kyriakis, has just extended an offer that's hard to ignore. He wants Stephanie to become the featured author of a major project for the Titan DiMera publishing empire. It's the kind of offer that could fast-track her career, cement her voice, and put her work in front of millions. But as enticing as the offer is, it comes with strings, and those strings are emotional. Because Alex isn't just a former flame. He's the man who left scars. A man who once promised stability, then delivered heartbreak. A man who's always known exactly how to say the right thing, even when he wasn't ready to mean it. And now, just as Stephanie is beginning to find her footing again, Alex shows up, seemingly reformed, confident, and supportive. He's playing the perfect gentleman. He's wining and dining Gabby Hernandez as part of a $15,000 charity date, but Stephanie can't help but notice he's still watching her. Still calling, still emailing, still lingering in that familiar way that makes her question everything. Is this really about business? Or is it his way of pulling her back into his orbit? Stephanie doesn't want to fall again, not into a romance, and definitely not into a trap. But Alex is persuasive, and there's a part of her, however small, that still feels something. Old wounds have a funny way of reopening just when we think they've healed. So now Stephanie stands at a crossroads, both in her heart and her career. Does she trust Alex's intentions? Does she risk getting hurt all over again, for the chance at professional greatness? Or does she walk away, protecting her heart, but possibly missing the biggest opportunity of her life? Whatever she chooses, this decision will change more than her resume. It could change her future. For weeks, maybe months, the tension between Xander Kyriakis and Philip Kyriakis has simmered just beneath the surface. Cold stares across meeting tables. Sharp remarks disguised as polite jabs. Passive-aggressive moments in hallways where neither man was willing to flinch first. But now, the gloves are off. What begins as a quiet conversation behind closed doors quickly escalates into something far more combustible. This isn't a business disagreement. This is personal. And Xander isn't holding back anymore. He storms in, angry, clear-eyed, and fed up. "You stole the drug, didn't you?" Xander demands. "Boss only hope, and you had someone steal it before Sean and Steve could get there." Philip tries to keep his cool. He insists it was necessary. That he's doing what others are too afraid to do. That his motives, however unorthodox, come from a place of urgency and loyalty. But Xander isn't buying it. He sees something else. He sees recklessness. He sees ego. And worst of all, he sees the potential destruction of an innocent man's chance to live. "You think you're playing hero, but you're just rewriting the rules to fit your own guilt," Xander fires back. "You want to save Bo? Then act like it. Don't steal from your own family and call it sacrifice." The room is thick with decades of resentment, old family wounds, long-standing comparisons, and battles for respect that neither man ever truly won. Xander isn't just angry about the Versavics. He's angry about everything. He's angry that Philip has always seemed to escape consequences. That the family often gives him the benefit of the doubt. That no matter what damage he causes, Philip still walks away with a reputation intact. But Philip? He's angry too. He fires back, accusing Xander of playing the victim, of pretending to be noble when his own past is littered with betrayals and schemes. "You think you're suddenly the voice of reason?" Philip snaps. "Let's not pretend your hands are clean." Their words cut like blades, not because they're loud, but because they're true. But beneath the fury, there's something more tragic. Neither man feels heard. Both of them are clawing for redemption, for purpose, for control in a world where chaos always seems to win. And now, because of one desperate choice in a hospital lab, they've drawn a line that might never be erased. Bo's life still hangs in the balance. The stolen drug may or may not make it to him. But in this moment, something else is at risk. The fragile thread of family between Xander and Philip. The question is no longer just about who's right or wrong. It's about what happens next. Will this confrontation end with bitter silence, or a war that tears the Kuriaki's legacy apart? And as both men walk away, seething and unresolved, one thing is clear: nothing about this family is stable anymore. Thursday's episode of Days of Our Lives is more than just another day in Salem. It's a day of reckoning, a day of decisions, and a day where even small actions carry massive consequences. From Sean and Steve's failed mission to Marlena's warning-laced relief. From Sophia's hesitant coming-of-age to Stephanie's tug-of-war heart. From Tate's quiet devotion to Xander's explosive truths. Everything is building, and as the pieces move, one thing becomes clear: the future in Salem is more fragile than ever. Will Bo survive? Will Sophia and Tate take a leap neither of them feel ready for? Will John's return bring hope, or heartbreak? And can anyone stop Philip before it's too late? Tell us in the comments, who do you think really endangered Bo, Philip, Kevin, or someone else entirely? Should Stephanie give Alex a second chance? And do you think Sophia will change her mind about the baby? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a twist. Because in Salem, even birthdays come with secrets, and no good deed goes unpunished. This is Days of Our Lives, and on May 15th, everything changes.